Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, current conditions are already kind of warm out there. We have an air temperature of 89 degrees and a dew point of 66. That 66-degree dew point higher than yesterday. We were in the 50s yesterday, upper 50s and low 60s. So that has already increased our morning temperature significantly. We now have an southeast wind coming in at 11. That southerly component to the wind helping to boost our humidity as well and bring us some warm nighttime temperatures, and the afternoon temperatures will feel a little more sticky over the next several days. Wauchula comes in at 86, so does Myakka, Arcadia, and Northport. Parrish the same, Lakewood Ranch ditto, so does Bradenton. Venice at 86 as well, Inglewood at 85, Sarasota, as I mentioned, 89, and Longboat Key at 83. We'll probably top it out today in the lower 90s, so it's going to feel very warm indeed. And you will notice an increase in humidity, spotting a few more fair weather clouds. In addition, we have a stalled frontal boundary down to the south, which will be a focal point for showers. The southern tip of the state, actually, the best location for shower activity today, anywhere from Fort Myers southward along the west coast of Florida. Could see some pretty decent storminess a little bit later on today. We may see one around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor or so, maybe lift northward. We'll see if that plays out, but the rain chance today is really still pretty small across the area. We have some dry air that is still in place. Yesterday's historic dry air has moved on, and the atmosphere has moistened through the column, but it's still relatively dry enough to suppress showers. We have this easterly wind flow establishing itself over the next several days, and that's going to help bring moisture our way. And as I mentioned, the southern tip of the state, the best location for showers. We're going to be watching this trough of low pressure as it develops out in the Atlantic. I think by the time we get to Monday or even Sunday, we certainly might see a strong low pressure area developing out there that if you are headed to the other coast for Memorial Day weekend, you might find some wave action out there that is undesirable. In fact, we may even get a tropical system out of that. Slightly higher humidity, isolated shower, mostly sunny skies. That's what's in the forecast for you this afternoon. Gulf looks great, Caribbean looks great, near Atlantic looks great, but we do have this area of disturbed weather, which maybe 3-4 days down the road might develop. Some of the computer models, good computer models, are suggesting that it might. If it did become a tropical system, wouldn't be called Alex, because that's already been taken. Remember, last year we already had a storm that brewed out in the Atlantic. So this one will be called Bonnie if it occurs. We're already on the B name. The water temperatures out here are still very warm, and that's going to help encourage the formation of that system as the winds become more favorable over the course of the next several days. Winds today are nice. We have this northeast wind developing itself at about 5 to 10 later this evening after we have that southerly wind switching to the west with a sea breeze close to coast. It'll bring you a moderate chop with 2-foot seas. We had one tide already this morning at 8:37. The next tide will not come until 2:24. So we're closer to a high tide, on the way to the high tide from the low tide, and the next low tide will occur at 11:06. Forecast for the next couple of days looks pretty good, but it does look warm. I think we'll see 90s for at least a couple more days, and then the cloud cover and the rain showers will help to cool things off a bit, but of course we'll pay for that with a little extra afternoon humidity. Right now, Memorial Day looks pretty nice. Back to you, Scott.